Hi, and welcome to the Neoprene Playmat. I'm your host, Matt Piak, and if you're tuning in and you're a regular subscriber, you might realize it's been a little bit. I haven't made contact in about a week and a half now. Unfortunately, I threw out my back, and then as I was rehabbing it and whatnot, I also work for a university, and we were doing checkouts this past week, and so my life has just been crazy. But all that said, on Thanksgiving, I'm here in my house, just me and my wife. We decided not to go out this year due to concerns around COVID, as well as the fact that pretty much both of our families all live in Illinois and we're in Pennsylvania, and so it just didn't make sense at this time during crazy checkouts and whatnot to make a trip out to Illinois, especially with just the rise of COVID cases recently, and so we're trying to hunker down here. And so finally I got this opportunity where I could make videos again, which is fantastic. So that's a little bit about my hiatus, where I've been. But that said, I plan on getting back on schedule and producing content pretty regularly here. But we do have the Christmas holiday season coming up as well. I'm working on a few different things. I don't think I'm going to have my usual 4 days a week of content, but there definitely will be some special holiday content, so stay tuned for that. In this season, there's just going to be a lot of different changes with, the regularity of the content coming out and that sort of thing. One week you might get more videos than the typical 4, and another, maybe only 1 or 2 will get posted. So I hope you stay tuned, you keep watching, keep engaging. I love dialoguing with you. So definitely a big thing there. Things are definitely moving forward with the channel though. And so I guess that brings us into kind of a reflective point that I've been having, I guess, today. Today's Thanksgiving, a day where we practice gratitude, where we think about all the things we're grateful for and all the things we're thankful for throughout this season, throughout of life, and kind of where we're at. And it's always interesting how it kind of butts up against Black Friday, which is the day where you go out and you spend a ton of money buying different things. But all that said, I wanted to do some reflection and really think about, there's been a lot of bad things going on in 2020. 2020 has not been the ideal year in many regards, but there are some things that are still happening, and there are things still to be thankful for. And so here are my top 5 things that I'm thankful for in the board gaming world from 2020, from this last year. So to start out with, my number 1 is that there's just been an increased ability to game online. Maybe it was always there, but it seems like publishers and things are definitely putting more content in online formats to get people playing their games when it's a time when most people can't gather together. And so things like Tabletopia have really taken off. Definitely Tabletop Simulator, and then you have Board Game Arena, and there's a whole bunch of them out there. I'm not naming all of them, but as you know, there's plenty of ways to get together and play games virtually. And this has done something really great for me outside of the gaming aspect. Obviously, it's good to be able to game, just even if it's not at a real table and it's at a virtual table. But it's also reconnected me with a lot of friends that I don't see as much anymore. People that I've reached out to and said, "Hey, do you want to play a board game and just hang out online?" People that usually I'd be going to a normal game night and not seeing these people that live, across the nation and whatnot. So that availability and that, I guess, my eyes opening to that, I've been really grateful for. Number 2, I've definitely been more engaged in virtual content. There's a couple Facebook groups I'm really active in. Board Game Spotlight is one for sure. And then Quackalope recently got one up. And I have a great time going in there and just making posts, asking questions, and engaging people about the things we love about board games. sometimes asking the hard questions, sometimes really just looking for insight. There's a lot of different publishers and content creators that are in those forums, and so it's always great to hear some more inside knowledge. Another my third point here is the availability of content creators and publishers through Facebook and Discord. I don't know if you've realized, but Discord channels have been popping up left and right. And a lot of these groups are really active. I'm always impressed with the amount of time and effort individuals have put into the Discord channels. Sometimes it's the main content creator, the publisher, and a lot of times it's just somebody that's really passionate about that publisher or that content creator that manages the whole Discord server and whatnot. And so it's been really cool to be able to reach out to people that, not that they seemed unapproachable, but I don't know, I've run into content creators and things at conventions before, and it's, hi, I love your stuff, let me ask you a question or two, and that's kind of it. Well, during this time, I've actually been able to talk to different content creators and reach out to them specifically, whether it's through Messenger, and I probably always could have done this, I just never really thought to, or through Discord. Alex Radcliffe spent about a half hour talking to me about kind of some of my disagreements with one of his videos, and this was before he was going live on a Q&A, and so just the fact that, you know, he would take the time to do that really meant a lot to me. Jesse over at Quackalope and Jan, I've talked to both of them through Messenger quite a bit, going back and forth, just talking about different things in board gaming and how we approach the hobby and things like that. And these are things I guess I just never really realized were an available option, and I think people are more apt to respond to them given kind of the more digital world we're currently living in. And so that's really been a great connection point for me. My fourth point is really a shout out to two people in my gaming life that have encouraged me to play the same game over and over and over again. So my guy Kevin Hatcher, every week we play Zombicide. We have a setup where I use OBS to get the 3 cameras up, and we have everything pointing at the board and at the different the zombies, so he can kind of manage how many are left and that sort of thing. And we're rolling dice and, you know, just having a good time doing a dungeon crawl online. And we play pretty much every Saturday morning at like 7 or 8 in the morning. So it's just it's probably an odd time to play games, but it's such an easy setup on Discord. We just keep playing it over and over again. And then my guy Gordon, one of my coworkers, he's been gaming with me a lot too, and he's always asking, "Oh, we got to play that again. I got to run it back. We gotta try. You know, I got to try something new or do something different." And usually that opportunity would never present itself. I'm usually getting so many games and have other people in my group that are getting games. We're lucky if we get a game to the table 2 or 3 times in the first 3 or 4 months that we own the game. And it seems like now some of the games on my shelf that I haven't played in forever are pulling out over and over and over again, or some of the new games we've just played plenty of times. And that's something new to me. It's new and it's old. It's how I started out in this hobby. It's something that I used to do a ton. But as I got more and more games and started spending more and more money on board games, it seemed to be less of a thing. It was more about exploring new possibilities rather than going through these older games. So recently I've been very, very grateful to be able to take the same game and play it over and over and over again. And lastly, the fifth thing that I am super grateful for is that this channel came out of this strange time. I found myself having a little bit more time to be at home to kind of look through things. I wasn't doing as many game nights. Some of my other social activities were canceled, and so I was like, this is the perfect time to start something that I can work on by myself, essentially. And it's resulted in the neoprene playmat. So this channel, and it's been great for those of you that do subscribe or that do comment, just to engage with you, to talk with you, to dialogue with you, both in the comments section, or I know some of you have reached out and we've been able to play games on Tabletopia and things as well. And so that's been a whole new universe for me. And so I've just been really grateful for the connections that have come out of this, and just the engagement I've gotten with other people through this channel. It's been great. So thank you so much for watching. I really mean that. It means a lot that you would tune in to my 20, 30, sometimes 40-minute videos and listen to me talk just by myself. It means a lot. And I've enjoyed doing it so much. So I guess to wrap this all up, 2020 has been a super tough year. It's been rough on all of us. But I do think there's things to be grateful for, especially in this hobby that has just kept me involved and engaged over the last 8 years. And so thank you for being a part of that. And I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving today. I hope Black Friday doesn't kill your wallet, but if you're searching for deals, that you're able to find some. And as always, thanks for joining. This has been the Neoprene Playmat. Have a great evening.